Let's go to the top left and click on the search icon located here. The search window is now opened. Now we're going to search just one book of the Bible. Therefore, locate the passage range option here and click it. The search window has now opened. For this next example, we're going to search one book of the Bible. Therefore, we need to change the passage range. You can do that by clicking here on this menu option. In the box at the top, please type Acts. Then, from the list below, select Acts, as seen here. If you wish to change the Bible that you'll be searching, you'll need to click here on this option. In the box at the top of the menu, I have typed in NASB 95. Then, from below, we can see that I have the NASB 95. Go ahead and click on your preferred Bible. Next, in the search box, type in ~person Peter. You'll notice a drop-down menu will appear to confirm that you're looking for Peter. Go ahead and select Peter from the drop-down menu, as seen here. To begin searching, press Enter, or at the right, click the white arrow in the blue circle, as seen here. Our search results are listed below. Now, up at the top, you'll see the option Charts. Go ahead and click it. The Charts window has opened at the right. However, we really want to look at this with the full screen. So what we're going to do next is we're going to left-click on the tab and drag that over to the left. Let me demonstrate. Left-click on the tab, holding the left mouse button down, begin to drag to the left. Notice the vertical orange line next to the Search tab. That's to let me know that if I release my mouse, that's where the window will appear. So go ahead and release your mouse when you see the orange vertical line. Our Charts window is now on the left. However, we're still not full screen. So let's go ahead and left-click on the right side, as seen here, and drag to the right to enlarge the window. Let's go ahead and left-click on the right side of the border, holding your left mouse button down, drag to the right as seen here. Logos has made several changes to the Charts feature. One of them is reducing the number of statistics. For example, let's click here on Count per book. We now have 4 options: Count per book, Frequency per 1,000 words in book, Count per chapter, and Frequency per 1,000 words in chapter. Let's go ahead and choose the third option, Count per chapter. We now are viewing our search results by count per chapter. Now, if you want to change the view of the graph, colors and things like that, let's go over to the top right and click on View. Logos has put everything in this menu to control the view. So you can change the fit, size, 16:9, 4:3, or 1:1. You can also check this box, Show Zero Results. That sometimes is handy if you want to see distribution over, let's say, every chapter of a whole book. Right now, we're not seeing any of those zero results. We're just seeing where the data is in the book. Now, Show Legend and Show Data Value Labels has been disabled for this particular graph. It will be enabled later for a different type of graph. Now, Theme is where you change the colors. But let's make the change by clicking Show Zero Results, as seen here. Our chart has now been changed to show chapters that have no results. You notice that the chapter labels are missing at this point. Logos may choose to add them, but if you float your mouse over any of the bars, you will get a label telling you what chapter the data is representing. Let's go ahead and check once again, Show Zero Results. Now, if you plan to export your graphs and put them into PowerPoint, you should be aware of the PowerPoint ratio, 16:9, 4:3, 1:1, etc. Let's go ahead and click on 16:9 located here. Although you won't see much of a visual change, this will matter when it comes to exporting. And again, matching the ratios is important so that your image does not get distorted. Let's once again click on View, as seen here. Let's now change the color of our graph. Locate under Theme, Parlor, and click it. Our color has been changed to yellow. Now, once you have set up your graph and chart to the color and theme and ratio that you want, let's go ahead and export it. Therefore, go to the top right and click Send To. Logos provides 4 export options. First is the clipboard. So if you click this option, you can then go into a Word document, a PowerPoint, and paste, and you'll get the chart. You can also save as, and this will allow you to save it as a graphic that you can then later import into a different software application. Print export will allow you to print it, and Untitled Sermon will allow you to import this as a slide in your sermon document. Let's go to the top right and click on the 3 vertical dots to see what additional options we have. As you can see, your options are very limited. All you really can do here is change the size of the screen by moving from small a to big A. You can move to reading view, which essentially makes it full screen. You can duplicate this panel if you have some reason to create 2 charts of the same image. You can also float this panel. You can create a link to it to send to others, and you can get additional help information by clicking Show Help Card. Let's go ahead and press the Escape button at the top left of your keyboard to close this menu down. Now, when you're viewing the chart, you may want to know precisely the data associated with a particular bar of information. Therefore, if you float your mouse over a bar in this example, you can see the pop-up. It tells us the Bible translation, it tells us the chapter, and tells us the specific number of times, in this case, Peter shows up in this chapter. So go ahead and float your mouse over the bar for chapter 2 as seen here. Now at the top left, you may have noticed the 3-bar menu. I call this the hamburger menu. This allows you to turn on and off the various chart options. This can make more room to view the chart. Therefore, let's click the hamburger menu located here. We now have more viewing space to view our graph. Let's click the hamburger menu one more time so that we can see the various chart choices. Now, at some point, you may desire to magnify a portion of the chart. Logos gives you this capability, but it's a little unintuitive. The first step is to go to the top right and click the plus inside the magnifying glass located here. Go ahead and click that icon. When you click the magnifying glass, you'll see that your mouse now has these vertical and horizontal lines. So when you click once, holding the left mouse button down and drag to another place on the graph, everything between those 2 click points will be magnified. Let me demonstrate. Our graph has now zoomed in. Now, if the zooming in did not work the first time, I recommend you pause this video. Remember, you're going to left click at the starting point and then drag your mouse to an ending point, and anything between those 2 mouse drags will get zoomed in. Also be aware that at the top right, a minus sign has now appeared in a circle. This allows you to undo your zoom. Let's go ahead and click on the minus sign at the top right. Our graph is now zoomed out. Now over at the left, we discussed earlier the different types of graphs that you can choose from. Go ahead and click on Area, the first chart type at the top left. Now, when you change graph chart types, some of the controls will also change. You can see here at the top, we have this gray bar with 2 parallel lines that we can use to change the size and shape of the graph. So keep in mind and be aware of those additional controls. Let's go down further in the list and click on Column Triangle as seen here. And here is the column triangle view. Let's click on Donut as seen here. And here is the donut view. Let's click on the View option at the top right. Notice with this particular chart type, we now have access to Show Legend and Show Data Value Labels. Let's go ahead and click Show Legend. The legend has now appeared at the bottom of our donut graph. Let's go back to the left and choose Pictorial. This is kind of unique in that Logos provides some basic shapes which then can be used to display the chart information. Let's go ahead and click on the cross icon located here. And here is our cross icon with our data. Please keep in mind when you're using these types of graphs, the imagery can be quite distracting to the data, so use this wisely. Now let's go back to the chart type and let's choose at the far bottom left, Pi Semicircle. I like this particular chart type because it's quite easy to see the major divisions. Let's go over to the top right and see if we can change the view. Let's check the box, Show Legend. Our legend has appeared at the bottom. Let's also check the box, Show Data Value Labels, as seen here. Our data labels have now appeared, and as you can see, this graph is much easier to read with all the additional information. There's another feature that's available, and you can click on a specific slice within this pie. So I'm going to click on the green slice, X10, as seen here. Now Logos has separated this particular slice from the rest of the graph. So if you want to bring attention to maybe one particular item within the graph, just click it and then Logos will separate it for easy visualization. Let's go ahead and close our chart window by clicking on the X on the tab located here. We are now viewing our original search results. Let's go over to the far right and click on the 3 vertical dots, that is the stoplight menu. Locate in the menu, Print Export, and click it. Over at the left, we've chosen the default Print as Exported. We can see our data there in the center with the preview window. Then over at the right at the bottom, let's choose Microsoft Excel. This option is handy if you want to export the data and then create your own custom graphs using the built-in graphing features with Microsoft Excel. You'll have to do some additional modifications to the data to get some counting, but nevertheless, you do have this ability to export the raw data to Excel. Let's go ahead and click on the X at the top right to close this window. Let's close the Print Export window as well by clicking on the X at the top right located here. And let's go ahead and close our search window by clicking on the X on the tab located here.